You alright?
Yeah, fine.
Sure?
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been good. School's still a struggle, but I'm getting there. You look tired.
Haven't been home in days.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've just been sat here?
Pretty much.
Surely that must suck. Then you get bored of sitting here, doing nothing?
Not really. It's quite nice, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So how have you been eating?
fine. I mean, finding food is a challenge, but once you've got it, you forget how the food back at home tastes.
What do you mean? I'm sorry, you don't have to.
No, it's fine. I've mainly been living off wild animals. I'd go into the woods and find a rabbit or something, and I'd grab it. It'd fight back, but I always seem to win.
That's awful.
I know, but you gotta eat to survive out here.
Then why don't you just go home?
Don't you get it? This is my home. I belong out here, in the wild. I'm happy.
I know you are, but what about your family?
Family? What family? The family that abused me, pushed me down to the ground, and just to rub it in, offered to help me up, but pushed me back down again? That isn't family, Mark. That's torture. The worst kind of torture, too. I thought I meant something to them, but I was clearly wrong. And then I came here. It was as if the universe was telling me that this is who I'm meant to be. Don't you get it, Mark? This is what I'm meant to be. Even in school I was an outsider. You saw how Danny treated me. At least out here, I don't have any more of that. I don't need that, Mark. I need this. I love this. I mean, true, you have to work harder to get food in your belly and a shelter from the rain, but that's just living. That would still be the same direction I'll be looking if I got a job. At least out here, it's free.
Is it though?
What do you mean?
Is it really free? You're putting yourself through so much pain and suffering to get the food, when your house is only a few miles away from here. I know things might be hard at home, but you can't live. Not like this.
I have been. For several weeks.
You can't. You may think it's free, and yeah, it may be. But what happens when food becomes scarce out here? How are you going to stay alive then? I know things may be hard at home, but if food runs out, you will die out here. And I don't think I can live with myself with that on my conscience.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the local shop to pick you up something to eat.
I can just get a rabbit from the woods. It's what I've been living off.
I mean real food. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. It's just a lot to take in. I've been so worried about you. And here you are looking worse than ever, telling me you've been living like this for ages. It's just inhumane. When are you going to come back?
I'm not.
You need to. You have to.
I don't have to do anything. You know, when my mother died, I always thought about this moment. It was as if I know, Mark, that we've been in this position before. It was as if she was trying to tell me something from beyond the grave. Only, it doesn't matter. It's stupid.
No, go on.
I think she was trying to tell me that what we had was special. In school, that is. She adored you. She loved you like a son.
I've always known that. Sandra would be so proud of you if she could see you now. I remember a time when she would get to the front door and pretend she'd lost her keys. She woke the whole neighborhood up when she screamed, "Help, we're being chased by a murderer!" Remember that?
Yeah. My dad refuses to talk about her. Every time I try and get him to talk about her, he goes mad. Even going as far as to scream at my baby brother, who was born a few days before she died. I guess you could say he got off lucky, but it's as if my dad blames the baby for my mother's death.
People deal with grief differently. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but I am saying that the death of the loved one changes people. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. It's an uncontrollable way of life. It's quiet here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad I found you here. When I was a kid, my dad would bring me up here at night. He'd lay a blanket down on the ground, and we'd both lie down and just look at the stars. My dad, One time he looked at me and said, "If ever you're in danger or afraid, come here, lay a blanket on the floor and look up." He believed that the stars were always guiding us, one by one, day by day.
He sounds like an amazing man.
He was.
Was?
On my 13th birthday, he had a seizure in his sleep. It killed him instantly.
Oh, my godmother, I'm so sorry.
For years I blamed myself. I kept saying to myself that if it hadn't been my birthday, he'd still be alive today.
But you couldn't have done anything about it.
I know. That's why I told myself that I was the one to blame. That's why I don't want you to be afraid to go back home.
I'm not afraid of anything. Can I ask you something?
You can ask me anything.
When you said you were going to get me some food, why would you do that for me? I mean, I'm nothing special.
You are special to me. When we dated last year in school, I wanted to do everything I could to keep you safe. I still do. You deserve far better than this life you're living now. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Why waste it? A heart is only as pure as the person who carries it.
Thank you.
Please, go back home. For me.
Okay. Can we just stay a little while?
Okay, a little while.